Welcome to Happiness Matters Podcast Edition. I'm Goddess Valentina, the Healing Goddess. I have a passion and quest to help anyone whose heart is open to receive enlightenment, love, and just a heartfelt message. I will continue to add to the universe light and inspiration for the people. My mantra is, when you feel better, you do better. Today's message is healing energetically, but not healing mentally. How does all of that work and what's going on? Transformation of your mind is essential in completely ascending to new levels of consciousness. And I have seen great people that I know that have changed the diets, have do the yoga, have do energy healing, but their behaviors are still the same. And when they re-enter when they re-enter relationships, they start experiencing the same drama. And they're not sure what's going on. They're like, you did all the physical work, but what about the real inner work? That is where it matters the most, because once your inner is transformed, then everything else, it just makes all the energy work so much easier. Ego and pride are huge ascension blockers. I do nothing wrong. I'm in a relationship and I'm the victim. Stuff is always happening to me. There is something in you that's triggering or doing things. There's two people in a relationship and not one person is always the victim. Just doesn't work that way. If there's discord, it's because two people are not in harmony and not in sync with one another. And they're doing things to each other to continue this unrhythmic rhythm in the relationship. Same with yourself. Sometimes people feel like the physical work is easy. I can clean myself up and I could be going to all these things, but the true test is when you're in those relationships and in those situations and you're not getting those different results. And now you're far deep in the game. I would recommend that as you're doing the healing work, that you also be taking the time to transform your mind. And really sit with that and say, okay, this is the way my life is. This is how I want it to look. And how can I transform my mind, with higher thinking, deeper thinking, having a richer compassion and gratitude, and really becoming a person of feeling and not just a mental person. We all can look at things and see how things are supposed to look, but we need to know how things are supposed to feel. This is a feeling universe, and this is an energetic universe of energy, light, and we could feel everything. People know when you're off. People can just look at you. You also give off a different vibe. People can feel energy in rooms. People can feel energy everywhere. For example, for the presidential election, when the candidate was selected, the energy outside was vastly different, and a lot of people picked up on it. So it's the same thing. If you can feel the energy outside, if you can feel when someone is coming into an establishment or something that has bad vibes or just bad energy or just really strong energy, you could feel that. People can feel you. People can feel your energy. So, happiness matters, but your mental happiness, that is so important. You could have a sweet voice and sound so loving and compassionate. You can portray this, but are you really? The moment you begin to feel, that's when everything starts working through. When you stop the feeling, you block off your heart, your center, your heart chakra, and that's where everything flows through. So if you block your heart, you're blocking off everything else. And we need to know sometimes that, you know what, we're not okay. And we have ways about us that might not be so pleasing. And you know what? Some people say, hey, listen, this is me and that's how it is and that's how it's going to be. So if you like me, then you got to deal with it, or, don't deal with it. This works for people to say, this is me. I know my behavior sucks, but that's the way it is. But if you're a type of person that really wants to ascend higher, and not have people deal with you, work on that. Work on not being so selfish, not being so self-centered. Work on telling the truth more, not lying. Work on, being more forthright. Work on having someone being more with integrity. Work on having more tolerance. That's a big one. A lot of us just don't have the tolerance at all to deal with stuff. Work on learning how to listen and not always feel like someone's attacking you. Oh my goodness. Listen to what someone is trying to say. And the gift of listening is amazing gift. You can heal thousands of people with the gift of listening. It's not being abused. You have to make sure that you're not being abused, because some people are just unloaders. They just want to vomit words. They just want to vomit. And that is abuse. And they need to pay for a mental health person to deal with all of their vomit. But if someone is actually talking to you in front of your face, how in tune are you? Are you really listening, or are you thinking about 6 months from now? Or are you thinking about what's going on in your house? Can you really give the dedication to the person that's in front of you to honor that spirit, that human spirit in front of you? The gift of listening it's a phenomenal gift. And if you're able to heighten that or strengthen that, that would be really great. You would go really far in your healing work. Work on right speech, have impeccable speech. That is challenging, to really monitor what is coming out of your mouth at all times. And have discretion. And that's very hard, because this is how I am and this is what comes out of my mouth and that's it. Okay, all right, that works for some people. But when you're dealing with healing work and wanting to ascend higher and to represent yourself in a more healthier way, then there's different characteristics that come with that. You need to just have the balance. Impeccable speech is people that don't gossip, that they don't lie, that they use words correctly, they think and honor themselves and also the person in front of them. And they know when to speak and when not to speak. And they're just not saying things to get attention. They're not being manipulative, conniving, evil, whatever else that goes on with these words. Words hurt, and words are so damaging, and words can destroy. You can get hit and hurt and recover, and you can remember the incident but don't feel the pain. And sometimes you still have some battle wounds that's left. But words, that stuff sometimes plays in your mind forever and can be crippling. It can be like, oh my goodness. Crippling is I can't even talk right now just thinking about disgusting words. Gemstones, working with gemstones help because they're not corrupted. They're pure source of energy. And they help bring out things in our cellular level because these energy words are stuck in our cellular or subconscious, in our memories that's playing, like doing a gong bath, having our cells rattled. I mean, like, oh my God, that's so great. Just to rattle those cells, get that energy moving. But with anything with energy work, you need to take your time. It's a pace. It's slowly transformation. I know everything wants to be fast, rush, 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 but we can't because our bodies are going through a lot. And some things we might have accepted as our truth, which really isn't. And we're like, wait a minute, what? Oh my God, I was actually doing this? Where is this coming from? Wait a minute. This is somebody else's stuff. This is not my stuff. Why am I behaving this way? You know, that's when a lot of that other, cleansing with, doing your spiritual baths, doing cleansing with incense, doing your meditations, doing your energy work with exercise, doing your meditations, tuning yourself with tuning forks. All these things will assist with a lot of that removal. But we also need our minds to constantly be transformed. Have you seen somebody that is doing the right thing? Say they go to church or temple or mosque or wherever they're going, and they know they know the word, and they say it, and they do believe and have the faith, but their behavior sucks. Sometimes they're so mean, judgmental, critical. It's absolutely insane. It's deplorable, a lot of that. And people hold these people with high judgments. Absolutely. I always say, why are these people like this? They're of the word. Why do they behave this way? It's a mental thing. There's a connection, and people don't realize spirituality and religion. There's a bridge. There's a connector. You have to connect both of them. You can be very religious and not be spiritual, have no feeling, cannot even feel or connect. And you could be very spiritual and energetically high, but you need some rooting, some anchor, some extra wisdom to aid in your elevation, just to keep you very wise. We can elevate, but we need to be wise because we can get banged up. We can get so banged up if we don't understand how all of this works. Oh, this is what I was taught, or this is how I always know. Okay, but there's more education out there to assist with your work, and I just want to just come to you with that and just get your mind going, thinking about a lot of things, like our minds, the behavior, the elevation, it's so important, and to have a high moral compass. And that does not mean being judgmental. High moral compass is people that live a life of really clean integrity, that have right speech, that knows how to really treat another human being in front of them, and also knows how to protect themselves as well from people with lower moral compasses, who, shuck and jive down, on the lower levels. There's a lot of conniving, deceptive, manipulative people. And even people that appear to be of the word can be the most conniving, deceitful, dishonest people. So we can't place people on one high accord to another. You have to base on character and not be manipulated about status. Oh, this person is of this, so blah blah blah. No, of character. How do you feel in this person's presence? And sometimes these people can be really good at pulling people in. So we have to be careful and to have discretion of what we are, releasing and unloading too. We have to manage our heart and protect ourselves that way. And I'm telling you, this work can be lonely. And a lot of people want to bring people in. Sometimes that could be the most detrimental part of it. Because if somebody has different agenda regarding you, you're giving them so much ammunition to use one or two words, tricky, slivery words, just to talk to you altered, just a little, to shift your mind a completely different way, like a wind on a sail. Very dangerous, deceptive people. Okay, and it could be the people with the most sweetest voice. It could be the people that appear to be a certain way. So when you're doing this ascension work, you'll be stronger with your energy feelings. You could look at someone's eyes and see if they move or they waver or they turn and hue. When someone is not honest, their eyes turn. They turn like dimmer. It's fascinating, and it's kind of scary when you see someone that you're actually trying to talk to, that they are lying to you, and you're just like, this is so gross to me right now. Like, to me, it devastates me. Oh my God, when I see someone that I care about is blatantly lying to me, you can look at somebody's eyes and see they're flat. I know people that never look in anyone's eyes. These are our indicators. This was how we can communicate. This is how we can see what's going on in front of us. You have to also get your primal senses up, feeling energy, knowing what that feels like, knowing what it looks like and feels like, and be able to protect yourself. So I just wanted to come and just talk to you about, your mind, and continue to work on yourself. It's a lifetime thing. But once you get, the core down, you'll be in good shape. Honest to God, things will get so much easier. And then you can work on other things slowly, but you'll have a pace. I can't tell you the gift that I've given myself with really focusing on meditation, working on impeccable speech, listening and thinking about how I want to respond, and work on healing myself. I tried many things. Reading so many things. A lot of things help was the black obsidian stone. It really brings out a lot of things out of you. Can be kind of quickly. Sometimes I'm scared to work with the stone because I don't want to deal with, those hidden blocks. But, I just sometimes when I'm strong enough, I feel I'm strong enough. I'm like, okay, here we go. And I just sit in meditation for like 30 minutes and I just hold a stone and I just go into deep meditation. And what comes to me, I write down. It's those thoughts. It's any kind of inspiration or ideas, And I came up with some stuff like last year and I was devastated. It just came out of my mouth actually as I was cooking. And I was just like, wait a minute, what is this blurbing out of me? And it just came out like a belch, but it wasn't a belch. It was a thought that came out of my mouth. And I just randomly just said it out loud. And I said to myself, oh my God, where is this coming from? And oh my God, do I really feel this way? And I'm like, I guess I do. And from that, by that block being brought to light, I was able to make some huge transformations in my life. And I have changed 360. So I am grateful working with that gemstone. It really brings some deep-rooted stuff up to light. We bury a lot of things, so it's good to deal with them because they're going to haunt us. They will haunt us because of what's buried, and what hasn't been dealt with will come back because it's energy that's there, and you will draw it. You will draw it eventually back to you. which is the most frightening thing of it all. So when you deal with it, go through the pain of it and really process it, sometimes it's so painful that it's just best it's just closed away, and you're just like, it's just so ugly, it's so dark, it's so disgusting. But you can't do it alone. Find an energy healer. Find someone that studies energy. Someone, a therapist, maybe. If you don't want to go to therapy, definitely energy healers can work with you gently to help work on this situation. You can also try yourself. And you could be using yoga mantras, saying sounds. Sounds help resonate the body. You can work with essential oils. You could be listening to binary beats. There's a lot of things to bring healing. When you have this type of trauma, each energy center radiates at a certain frequency, and so you want to try to get yourself at that frequency, and it takes a little time. Of course, there's tuning forks and other things that will raise you up at that frequency, but also you still need to do the mental work. You know what I mean? The mental and physical work to go along with the energy being heightened. That way it could stay heightened longer for longer periods of time, and then eventually just calibrate, and you will get healing and renunciation from this, and you will not be of that energy anymore. It will be released and gone. So healing work, it takes a lot, but if your heart is open to it and you're willing to do it slowly and lovingly, then it's worth it. You know what I mean? So freaking worth it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I enjoy talking with you, and I just enjoy all this work. I love energy work. I think energy work is fascinating to me, and day by day I heighten my skills stronger and stronger, and it's just beautiful work. The way the divine has created this universe and us in it, and understanding how all of it works is amazing. Like, my prayers have more strength. I could feel energy surging through my body that I never had before. I have a connection. I'm connected, which feels so amazing. And people strive for that connection, and I really want, my prayers is that one day the whole world is connected. That might be a fantasy, but you never know the way this world works. But I would love for people just to feel. People want to feel. People looking for anything to feel, but sometimes they're blocking their own way of feeling, of their own fears, insecurities, trauma, emotional pain, whatever. And you know that you're blocking your own physical pain. And you have something buried, you choose not to deal with it, but you want to keep moving on, and it doesn't work. You'll only bring more pain to your life. And especially if you're a female, you could be having that pain in your womb. And then if you birth a child, that pain can be transferred to that child. Serious stuff. We need to be releasing all this stuff out of our bodies, because we could transfer them sexually as well. So we need to just really think about what's going on, what we're doing, and just really have an integrity of self, and really working like, what, let me get me right. Even though I want to be in a relationship and everything, but if I'm not fully together, then I will cause pain. And you're not supposed to cause harm. We're trying not to cause harm. So something to think about. So I hope this message was insightful, gave you a little something to think about, and a different way of going about things. But try to heal your mind. Heal your mind. The physical body work is easy, but healing your mind and the emotional pain associated with it, that's the most hardest part of it all. And once you can get those two together, everything else is easy. So this message is from Goddess Valentina Podcast Edition, and my my shop is Happiness Matters. My channel is Happiness Matters of the Golden Radiant Shimmering Light. If you like this message, please subscribe or forward it to someone that would love to hear this message. Also, I have a wonderful Estee shop for energetic healing needs. My shop's name is Happiness Matters 88. So if that is of interest, please stop by, give me some love, hit favorites. I appreciate anything. So anyway, have a great day. Talk to you soon.